Our Bible teaching today is taken from the book of Isaiah 59 verse 1, and it says, "Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened, that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear." Understanding the power of God's reach. This verse in Isaiah 59 verse 1 is a bold declaration of God's unlimited power and responsiveness. It was written at a time when the people of Israel were suffering, confused, and distant from God. Many were wondering if God had abandoned them, if he had become too weak to save or too deaf to hear their cries. But through the prophet Isaiah, God speaks with clarity. His hand is not too short to save. His ear is not too dull to hear. This is a verse of assurance, correction, and spiritual awakening. Key points of the teaching. 1. God's power is unlimited. The Lord's hand is not shortened. This symbolizes God's ability to reach into any situation, no matter how deep or dark. You may feel like you're too far gone, too broken, or too sinful for God to rescue you. But God is not limited by distance, depth, or circumstance. Whether it's addiction, shame, bondage, poverty, betrayal, or spiritual dryness, God's hand can reach you. Jeremiah 32 verse 27, "Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh, is there anything too hard for me?" There is no spiritual pit so deep that God cannot pull you out. 2. God's ear is always attentive. Neither his ear heavy, that it cannot hear. Sometimes, we think our prayers bounce off the ceiling, that God is not listening. But this verse reminds us, God hears. He is attentive. He is aware. The issue is not with God's hearing, but often with our relationship with him. Psalm 34 verse 15, "The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry." God hears your midnight prayers. He hears your silent tears. He hears your groans and unspoken fears. He hears even what you cannot express in words. 3. The real problem: sin blocks the flow. Though Isaiah 59 1 speaks of God's ability, the following verse, Isaiah 59 verse 2, gives a crucial warning. "But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear." God is always powerful, but sin can act as a spiritual barrier. It doesn't limit God's power, but it separates us from experiencing his help. Unrepented sin dulls our spiritual senses, erects barriers in our relationship